far as I know, the policy of our current asylum policy, I understand that the police were a little, baffled by your application. Generally, I cannot, in my experience, remember anyone getting asylum from Slovenia in Norway. And when you even have an American passport, then you of course at any time have the opportunity to reside in
the United States of America have done to me unprecedented torture, psychological, mental and physical.
Were you in prison?
Never ever was I imprisoned, or have I been have any record of wrongdoings. Despite that, in the United States of America, I was not allowed to work in my profession.
But
or
that's not torture.
Well, I haven't finished yet. Saying, or for instance, I wasn't allowed to obtain the employment that should be on the same level of education that I have. I had jobs where I was physically tortured, as far as even developing cancer on my testicle, because I was not allowed to use the restroom. I was locked, for instance, when I worked at the Florida Treatment Evaluation Center. That was a physical torture. I had situations, another physical torture situations involved trying to psychologically break me by not allowing me to obtain employment, forced me into restructuring myself to other employment opportunities, such as even truck driving, and then forced me to not allow me to obtain employment within the city or the state alone, but even forced me to go to search for the job to the states, to other states, while at the same time performing extreme abuse and physical torture, such as not allowing me to sleep, such as many things that I have wrote about. I have the whole report, 450 pages is this report long.
Yes.
And progressively what they were doing is they were progressively pushing me toward more and more unemployment. And in the final stage, I have reached the unemployment where I go already without a job now like 4 years straight. And before that it was like 1 year, but it was divided. They were psychologically torturing me as far as forcing me to obtain very short employments, and within those short employments they have performed what is mobbing or torture.
Can I stop you just
Yeah,
a little
please.
bit now?
Yeah.
Because you're coming to this office, which is the legal
Yeah,
aid,
yeah, yeah.
free legal aid
Yeah.
office. We have a drop-in facility
Yeah, yeah.
in the evening,
Yeah.
and what we do is we give advice. We give only simple and short help. Of course, in this area we do have quite a lot of experience, and I'm well versed with the rules that govern the issue of asylum. We have the conventions, we have the Norwegian national law, and I know very well also the practice around it.
Yeah, yeah.
And firstly, I have to explain to you that the convention that gives the right of refuge it has a precise wording, but it also has an awful lot of documentation behind it, and it is really, it hangs high. It hangs very high.
Yeah.
No one. I mean,
Yeah.
people come here from Romania, from Bulgaria. We have the Romani people who have been horribly maltreated in their home countries because people don't like the Romani people, maybe for good or bad reasons, I don't know. We have people who come from desperately poor places on earth, people who have been exposed to all kinds of really bad and sad treatment and not gotten opportunities of life, I can absolutely guarantee you, and this is my advice to you,
Yeah.
and I speak of knowledge, no one gets asylum from having stayed in the US and not, I understand what you're saying,
Yeah,
builds up
yeah,
to the fact that
yeah.
you said you cannot live in the US.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's actually your problem. That does not give the right to asylum.
Yeah, the United States,
my
yeah.
advice to you, asylum is an institute. It's first and foremost political asylum.
Yes.
For people who are fleeing from persecution,
Yes.
religious or political persecution.
Yeah.
The most, it's very, very seldom given.
Mhm.
Here, you'd have to be some kind of freedom fighter leader to be able to get, or something like that, to get
Yeah.
asylum.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what most people get is a residency permit on humanitarian grounds, but even then, the authorities are very strict, and you have to primarily come from an area with very, very high level of danger and skirmish and fighting, like the south of Somalia or even Afghanistan. We stopped giving humanitarian refuge to people from Afghanistan and sent them back. So that's just to give you a little taste of what you're up against. I can tell you that, of course, you stand free to go back to the police and to ask if they accept your application for asylum. I guarantee you that you will be given a fixed procedure, which is a 48-hour procedure, which will end up with the police escorting you back to your home country. So, unless you have some kind of...
Why would they escort me from my home
Because-
country, if I could ask? If I may ask you?
Because it's not up to you to decide if you want to go or not go. Once you have applied for asylum, then you will be sent out with a controlled...
Well, because I have applied for other as well,
What?
I have basically I have applied with other European states as well,
Yes, but the point is,
and
So-
I haven't received such procedures. What I'm trying to say,
okay, whatever.
that they would escort me with the police. That
Right,
seems
that's
to me like very unfriendly. Like
I'm telling
very,
you,
yeah,
I'm telling you, well,
yeah,
that's the way it is.
yeah,
Because their experiences are otherwise people stay.
yeah, yeah,
And the point is then that you will be you will be obligated
yeah,
to remove yourself from the country,
yeah,
and it has to be a controlled travel. Whether they actually will sit with you on the plane,
yeah,
I'm not saying that they will do that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the police will put you on that plane out of
okay,
the country.
yeah, yeah,
So, of course, you can always apply for asylum, but the grounds that you have begun to explain to me,
yeah, yeah,
the kind of problem you explain has nothing to do with the issues that are protected by the conventions and the national law. So I cannot really advise you to apply for refuge, but if you do, you have the right to do so. But my advice is that you have a weak case, and that you probably will be escorted from the government. We'll get a negative answer,
Mhm.
and we'll probably get a very quick negative answer, and we'll probably not be allowed to stay in this country. So I believe that I wasn't there with you with the police, and I know
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
stressed
yeah.
and they have a lot to do. And
No, I think
they're probably
they are
very-
discriminatory. I think
Well,
I feel
I think mostly,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure that was an
Yeah.
unpleasant experience for you. I do not doubt that, and I know it's a difficult experience for many people, and I do not envy people who are in that situation. But probably their problem with you wasn't language or color, ethnicity or country,
Yeah,
but mere
yeah.
the fact that they couldn't understand why on earth you would come
No,
to
I think the problem was, in my opinion, from what I have seen so far here, the problem was everything about my case. The problem was, I think they got information already from other institutions, and the same thing happened to me today when I asked for help with other agency.
Yes.
Is it for Norwegian immigration? No, NOAS, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that my case is very sensitive because, especially in this town, seems to me like you have a lot of immigrants that conflict with my case, and